Hello guys, and welcome to Zimaleta How To Show. My name is Serge. I would like to explain to you guys kind of like what I'm getting ready to do next on my channel. You have seen many different things on my channel, and some of you guys, I don't need to explain kind of like what my channel is about, but it's a how-to show. Basically, I show like how to do like a lot of stuff. I started this channel out by actually showing you how to do various stuff with Mercedes Sprinter vans, Dodge Sprinter vans, Freightliner Sprinter vans, and I'm getting ready to basically film another, basically kind of like let's just call it season 2 of like Sprinter repairs, like various different stuff. Alright guys, this is a mass airflow sensor that I have bought online. Come to think of it, I don't think this is original. I think this is kind of like a one fits many type of vehicles, because there is no directional line unlike this one. You see like it's got directional line here. It is very small, but you could kind of see it right there. This one does not have it, except there's only one way to install it. You see where the screws are? They're going to be fitting through here. Instead of having like very little holes, this seems like it's a very adjustable one. So this is, I don't think, original Mercedes manufacturer. This is probably some kind of Chinese part over here. Let me see if it's got any kind of markings on here. Who's it made by? Yeah, looks like some kind of Chinese stuff. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and remove it and install. I'm not gonna try to hold my camera and try to like so wow, it's going in and out of focus right now. I don't know what the heck is going on. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna remove this little bolt here. I'm gonna loosen it with a Phillips head. I'm gonna remove the electronic part. I'm gonna put everything on, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. Once everything's put on, I'm gonna start the vehicle. That's what I'm gonna be doing. Alright guys, here's the difference between some kind of Chinese part that I got, or whoever made that one, and original Mercedes one, which is right here. Yeah, they're kind of sitting here at an edge here. Trying to compare them kind of close. As you can see, this one's got a smaller type of a place, and this one's got a bigger place that it catches any kind of junk. Surprisingly, it looks like this one has got a little bit of junk that was trying to get through it. This is what it looks like on the other side, the original, and there's a sensor inside over there, and here's this one here with the sensor. So let's twist it around, take a closer look. Whoa. It's not a very good shelf here to use as a radiator support. Now, man, come on. I know this is at an angle here. Now this is the Chinese one, and this one here is the Mercedes one. You could tell it's the same kind of stuff, except this one's got some kind of like a little rounder portion. This one doesn't. So anyways, let's go ahead and install it. Now over here I did run into a little problems. You could tell on the left side the screw is just broken, and then of course we got that little rubber seal to worry about. As you're putting it in, make sure it's going to kind of like seal good around that place. I was able to remove one screw, but the other one, just a little head of it, just broke off because it was never replaced. Well, shoot, I've removed it like many times before, but man, still, it's just completely rusted in there. It was just stuck. But it's okay. It's nothing special. I'm just gonna put in one screw. I'm not even gonna worry about drilling that other one out. It doesn't matter. So, anyways, that's that. I'm gonna put it on. And that's it. Alright, unfortunately we're running into another problem. I'm not sure how big or small it is right now, but the original is almost fitting inside of that little housing there. The hole is bigger, but of course it's a little bit beveled. It's kind of got a little small bevel. There's a slight bevel here, not that much, but obviously that bevel is enough to actually almost fit it inside. As far as the thickness, I think looking at it and feeling it, this original one is a little bit thicker, so it might not even go in there really good. Let me show you how it's trying to go in there. Okay, this is the way it would sort of like go in here, but you could kind of tell it's actually not going to be a really good fit because it's just really not going in. So I'm really not sure what I'm going to do for that is. And also, like, another thing is that electrical part is sort of like down like that, which is going to be fine, but come to think of it, if I'm going to be installing it like this, there's a lot more problems, because I don't think the screw hole for that is not going to line up, and it's not going to line up for that as well. So I guess when you get not original stuff, you're gonna have this kind of problems. Of course, as I was buying it, I'm not sure what I bought it for. Maybe 150 bucks. Original, I think it's like 500 bucks. So maybe it's worth it, maybe it doesn't. So let me get another little lid and try to fit it in that one. Alright guys, I went ahead and grabbed another one of these things just to kind of show you kind of closer to what's going on here. As I'm trying to fit that thing, I know the screws are there, but we cannot even worry about that, because what's going on is it's not even passing those little plastic inserts right there. So possibly what I'm gonna have to do is, in order to even use this thing, and I'll just have to basically shave those little plastic pieces down. I don't know, use some kind of filer. I'll probably use some kind of electric device that I have, just cut those things off, and then I'll be able to put it in. Let's see if the screw holes will line up. Looks like they're not even going to line up to even hold things together. You know, sometimes I wonder, you know, who designs this kind of crap like this? It's basically garbage, because it's completely wrong. Let me see if you could even install it the other way, having that electronic portion face back, because it's not even going to matter. Now if I do install it this way, I could technically install it. I could actually technically install it in this portion. It's just going to plug in the back instead of the front. I guess it's not going to really make a difference, as long as I could get those bolts tight. So what I'm going to do is, instead of messing up my original one, I mean, that other bolt I could just easily, you know, I could drill it out of there. It's not a big issue. I just remove that. Technically what I could do, I could just take this piece and mess it up and just, you know, well, I don't know. No, I'm gonna need to do it to this one, because that one, at least I could get those things tight enough to where I don't have to worry about it. Now with this situation here, the idea for me is to, when I remove the rubber piece, like this piece here, okay, I'm going to try to fit it on this. Okay, I'm gonna fit it like right here. It's trying to spring up right now, but I'm going to fit it like this maybe, and then I'm gonna try to insert, and I'm gonna try to get it as snug as possible once I do shave those things down. And then I'll use some kind of screws, maybe those original. Most likely I'm gonna end up using drywall screws, because these areas are kind of thin, and I'm just gonna put it in well, no, I'm not gonna use drywall screws. Maybe I will, I don't know. We'll see. Depends if the heads are going to be, you know, big enough, if they're going to fit. So anyways, let me get to that, where I'm going to just remove those little things, and hopefully we could put it in there. Let's see if it could be done. Okay, let's see if we could say, hey, don't get the original stuff, because it's expensive. Let's just get the Chinese garbage and try to use that, because it's cheaper, because it works anyways. Because we don't even know how the electronic part will work. Maybe the electronic stuff is not going to work that good. This is why I'll need to have the original one with me, just in case. But the idea here is to test out to see if my original one's failing, because it's already been there over 1 million miles. Maybe that just kind of goes to show you, and maybe the original stuff just lasts you that much longer, because I have not changed it myself ever. And I had the van when it had 650,000 miles, and now I think it's 1,150,000, give or take. Okay, I cannot know exactly, but that's quite a bit, guys. That's still like, you know, if I didn't replace it, still I haven't replaced it for the past 600,000 miles at the very least. Okay, and who knows if anybody even replaced it to begin with. So I'm gonna try to check it out. I'm gonna look at this thing. Is it cracked anywhere or not? Looks like something was broken here, which I don't think that's a problem. But other than that, seems like this lid is pretty good. It does have some kind of filter thing over here. air filter service thing. I'm really not sure how it's supposed to work, or maybe it gives out some kind of pressure, and if it's not enough pressure it's going to give it a different reading. I don't know. For now this thing is just kind of white. Maybe maybe it's supposed to be white and it might go in the green and maybe like a red, and it just says 100% dirty and you have to replace it. So who knows, okay? But obviously it would be located somewhere at the bottom. Now that one does not have it. So anyways guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and shave those things down and, you know, get back to you. Alright guys, what I have done is I went ahead and I used a special tool to file down these little things here. And they look exactly like those little plastic knobs. Now, I did not file that one down because if it does not fit right now, even if I do that, it's not going to help unless I file down every single plastic piece that's in here, okay? And I'm not sure if I'm going to have to. Now, if it's going to fit inside of those pieces snugly like that, then I may have to just go ahead and file them down too. That tool that I'm using, I'm going to show you what I'm using. This is the tool that I've used to basically file them down. It's basically like a drywall tool, and it's for wood and concrete. It's got different type of filaments here. It basically vibrates and it cuts stuff up. So it was really quick for me to do it. It took me like less than a minute. To cut off those things, I mean, all I have to do is just kind of like insert it kind of sideways, and I could technically cut them all off. I haven't tried fitting this thing yet, so this is why I'm doing a guessing. So let's try to fit it anyway. So it has basically fit just a little bit, not much, and that's pretty much it. Oh, wait a minute, man, I put that on the wrong side. This little rubber piece, because I'm supposed to put on that side. So as you could see, here's where I'm at. I'm putting this thing in, and it's really, that's it. That's as close as I could get. So the only way I'm able to put it in all the way is if I completely shave those things down. Just for the heck and for the sake of this video, I'm gonna go ahead and ruin my good thing here on top, and just to see if that's going to work. If that's not gonna work, man, I'm just gonna go ahead and pop original one in there. Not this one, but I'm gonna use another one from one of my other vans. Stick it in there, and hopefully it will be fine, okay? But for the sake of this, I wonder even if this could be accomplished. And then if I put this rubber piece in there, most likely it's not going to be snug. Then I have to try another idea. I might have to just use one of the oil rings. It's a lot smaller, thinner. Maybe if I insert that thing in there, maybe it's going to, I don't know, be kind of tight. And the area that I'm kind of looking here to stick it in, it's actually going to go a little bit deeper. So maybe I could stick this ring a little bit deep in there, okay, kind of like in there, because it was sitting kind of like on the outside. So it's a good possibility, because I'm going to shave it all the way down, I could stick the metal O-ring in there, and then I could shove it in there. So put some screws on there, so possibly could work. So sorry I'm not going to get this on video, because I just right now I'm not that resourceful at the minute. I'm not trying to like use my tripod or anything, just trying to shoot a quick video, but it's not really working out, and it seems like the daylight is basically about to be done with. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut those things down real quick, show you guys what's gonna happen. Okay, I have removed it from underneath the hood. Hopefully we got a little bit more light here. It's kind of still light, but for the camera it's not that good. As you could see, I shoved the rubber O-ring in there, kind of like in that place, because it's kind of like deep in here. Most likely it's going to be pretty good, and I could basically get it tight enough with the rest of the screws. So let's see if that's going to work. Well, alright guys, I have basically shaved everything down. I have installed this little piece. I'm gonna tell you, it's a waste of time. My advice is, you know, do not get something like this that's aftermarket for this piece. It's a lot of trouble, more than it's worth to try to install it. And I don't think I'll be able to use it, you know, just like this. As you could see, look at the way I installed that little screw. It started going in, but most likely it went into that little crack, and that's all it's holding it. Now this one did go into its actual spot, but because of the location of the way it's mounted, it's actually in the way of this little plug, and it's not easy to remove these. As you could see, it's got a little star tool to remove your O2 sensor thing, and I have those. Not everybody will have those type of things. So you could kind of see, not a good idea. I could maybe end up using some kind of drywall screws, but even with the way I got it installed with the rubber piece, you could kind of see here. Let me see if I could get some light in there. You could see that rubber piece that I have. It's very close to the plastic piece. I still think it might be some leaks with that type of design. I did put another O-ring, which is from an oil filter type of O-ring. I did put it inside. You cannot see it right now, but I did put it just in case. But yeah, that's it right there. Well guys, thank you for watching that installation that I tried to do basically with mass airflow sensor with a part that's not being original. My suspicions were correct. Using some kind of Chinese stuff, sometimes it not necessarily will save you money, because I need to end up buying that same piece again. Because it's not thick enough to actually go in, I actually messed up like a cap. I got like an extra one, so it does not matter. This is why I went ahead and just used one that's not out of my van. I just used it out of my parts vans to try to basically customize it so that I could use that mass airflow sensor inside. But guys, with all that customization that I did, yeah, I could make it work. I could make it work, but is it for everybody? Certainly not. Do I want to basically do this kind of installation for my van? Not really. It's okay, I guess, for something local, for something that's long distance. It's definitely not going to be something that's dependable. Plus, I'm really sorry about all this noise. I live right next to the highway. It's actually not a highway per se, it's just a name. It's an actual street, but it's you know, it's somewhat of a traffic and various type of traffic here. So basically my conclusion is I'm not going to use that piece, okay? Whatever I paid for it could have been 150 bucks. It was a total waste. It's definitely not worth it. Will I use it maybe for some kind of like a local installation, you know, to do some tests? Probably, you know, I'll end up still having that piece. So most likely I'll end up maybe doing some kind of other type of setup to where, you know, maybe I could customize one of my, you know, broken ones and maybe use parts of that one. Who knows? We don't know, because that's just a plastic piece. Maybe I could use an electronic portion and make it work, because the electronics seem to be the same. Most likely, if I take apart the electronics right there where the star tool is, most likely I could pull those electronics right out of the plastic part. Now that's going to be something that I might tackle tomorrow. I might just go ahead and remove the electronic portion, and I'm gonna say, hey, I could use the body from the older one because it's just plastic. Maybe that's gonna work. So if that's gonna work, I will make an updated video, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna link that video somewhere in the beginning of this video that I did make it work or something. I'm gonna name it something, you know, with the proper wording, you know, to where you could say, you know, I'm gonna say like part 2, it did work. But this video, I'm gonna name it a fail, because you know, we did not make it work. Whatever I did right there, if I would have maybe used some drywall screws, like I was saying, like in the beginning, why was I saying drywall screws? First of all, they're thin. I could angle them and I could just put it into that plastic and boom, it could work, okay? But the only thing I am concerned about, and I really don't like, is that that plastic body, with me shaving everything down and with me, you know, putting a rubber piece the way it is, I don't think it's actually going to seal properly. Can I make it seal properly? Sure. I already put a rubber piece on there, but still, I do not trust that little thing. You know, and the way I like to do things, I like to be sure of what I do. If I done it, I know somebody else could do it, and that's the whole idea. I guess the idea with this little video is, can it be done? If you're handy, yes, you could do it. Can you do it on the road? Most likely not. I had to use some power tools from the house and stuff. I had to use a round circular type of sander to try to sand it inside. I've used like another tool that vibrates to cut all the plastics inside out. It was kind of difficult because it's not actually made to work with it. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. You know, you make your own, I guess, opinion on it. And maybe, hey, if you run into this problem, hey, leave me a comment below. You know, maybe you made it work somehow or whatever. Let me know. But the way I see it right now, unless you're getting an aftermarket type of lid for the filter, you cannot really make it fit in there like nice and snugly, because the way all the connectors are kind of like made, they're in the wrong place. Everything's in the wrong place, everything's the wrong size, and I guess it's due to copyright type of violations. They can make a part, but they're not going to make it exactly the same. And this is the second time I've run into the Chinese part. First time I bought a Chinese part that was a starter, and it did work, okay? It looked bigger, it was bigger than mine, but it did fit and did work. I used it for a very long time. I think I used it for at least 400,000 miles, maybe more. So it did work. I actually had somebody that told me it's not gonna work. That was a $100 part that I bought online. But man, guys, with this little portion here, I had this as a spare. I thought I had a brand new part. I thought it's gonna fit exactly the correct way. Boy, was I wrong. This is why it is good sometimes when you're home to try these things out, you know, before you leave. Go ahead and put it on and see if that's going to actually work or not. And this is not the first time when I did something home and something didn't quite work out. At least I have other choices, and of course it's not a breakdown. I really don't need to change that piece because my van does start, okay? So right now what I'm gonna try to do off camera, I know it's already kind of late, I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back the way I had it yesterday, because I gotta run down to the store tomorrow. I want to pick up a monkey wrench, and so I could have 2 of them. And then I'm gonna start removing everything, including the AC condenser, everything else from my van, and installing some of those things. Hopefully, at least I could solve some very little problems. They're not problems. My van like drives like really good right now, but you know, it's those things that need to get done. You just gotta do them sometimes, and you put it off, but hey, they just gotta be done. And right now it's getting ready to be the winter time. I think it's going to be good to look at all the fluids, make sure all the fluids are proper, make sure it's enough, the radiator mix is proper. So I do got to get a radiator mix to stick it in there, so it's going to be a proper mix, because you don't want to leave in the road in the winter time and there's going to be like some water in there and it's going to freeze over and it's going to cause some problems, you know, because that's just more problems waiting to be, you know, happening. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this. As you could notice, I'm doing this without my glasses. Let me know if you like that better. I'm not gonna promise you that I'm gonna be always making videos without glasses, but some videos like this, like mechanical videos, I'll do it without my glasses. But I do like wearing sunglasses for various reasons. I like the styling of them. As you could see, you might be kind of like noticing right now. Look where I'm looking. I'm looking sideways. Okay, I don't like that. It's because I'm looking at myself on the cell phone screen, rather than a camera. Because man, shoot, I cannot even tell where the camera is right now because it's so dark out and the light is shining. So it doesn't look like I'm talking to you. It looks like I smell like side vision or something. So it kind of looks bad. At least with sunglasses, it looks like I'm looking right at you. You know, so you know, that's just one of the reasons. But anyways, guys, take care. Thank you so much. God bless you. Bye bye.